Just kidding. I served as executive director at Lutheran Towers for 4 years, from the time of April 1st, 2000 to approximately March of 2004. Starting my new job at Lutheran Towers on April 1st probably wasn't the best idea, but that was my start date. My dad, Robert Lee, was pastor at Redeemer when the concept of Lutheran Towers was being talked about at the Church Council Redeemer and with HUD. And years later, when I was the executive director, I spoke to Dad about why he built Lutheran Towers, why he felt so important about this ministry. And he shared a story with me about visiting a Redeemer member who was elderly. She had no money, she had no family, and Dad really became worried about who was going to take care of her as she continued to age. And then he started thinking about the other members of Redeemer who faced the same situation. And he told me that was the impetus of the concepts behind the building of Lutheran Towers. And of course, as we know, the rest is history. Before I really get started, I want to thank a couple of people for making my time at Lutheran Towers as successful as it was. First is Bob Sims, who gave me the opportunity to become executive director at Lutheran Towers. His trust and his faith in me really changed my life and really helped me define who I am as a person in my remaining business years, and I'm eternally grateful to Bob for that. And I want to thank Harry Saunders. Harry was a very gentle, quiet man. He was the president of our board of directors at Lutheran Towers during the time I was there. And Harry was he was always there giving me encouragement, giving me backing when I needed to have it. He put up with some of my unorthodox business practices and manners, which I felt we had to do in order to do the work at Lutheran Towers during that period of time. Just a genuine great man, and I really respect Harry, and I thank him, and I think that the Lutheran Towers residents and all of us owe him a debt of gratitude as well. And then I also want to thank Janet Innes. When I came to Lutheran Towers, Janet was the office manager, and she's really the only one of the staff who stayed on during the whole 4 years I was there. Janet really took me under her wing, taught me about working with HUD, and also told me and helped me, communicate with the residents and get to know the residents a lot faster than I normally would have if I had not had the backing of Janet when I first came to the tower. So I'm getting that out of the way now because I want to make sure I remember those folks and say thank you to them. I guess my time at Lutheran Towers is marked as this rebirth. The board and I were faced with some very brutal realities. First of all, the building was 28 years old. We had failing systems. The elevator, the roof, the boiler, all needed to be replaced. The hallways had not been refurbished in 28 years, and so that was hurting our marketing and our census. Subsidies from HUD had not been applied for or not been kept with market for several years, and so that was hurting our cash flow operation. And census was down. Newer buildings were being built in the suburbs, and residents and people desiring to live in a HUD subsidized facility, senior housing facility, were moving out into the suburbs. And they were great buildings and with great programming, and that was something that was hurting us at Lutheran Towers. We also had no social media. We had no web presence. We were doing everything by pen and paper when I got there, and so technology had not come to Lutheran Towers at that point in time either. So we all rolled up our sleeves and went to work. In my 4 years with the board and with the residents of Lutheran Towers, we focused first on the systems of the building and also on HUD. I went to HUD the first 6 weeks after I was there and basically told them that without their help, they were going to have to take back our building.